we got the fire going, getting the barn warmed up here finally. Whew, it was chilly last night. It got down close to 32. We're just making that transition. Today, when I started this video, I was fucking all over the place last night trying to get as much done as I can. You know, I got the front axle I want to work on and get the truss built on it, get it cleaned up, start getting it ready to put in. Interior stuff I got going, and trying to get the back frame for my stupid light. Back frame here for holding my bed skins on the back. I got the fuel cell to put in and that kind of shit. So we're going to just focus on that. I think what we're going to do this weekend is start in the back, get that kind of wrapped up, move to the front, interior, maybe the axle, one of the two. I don't know. We'll see what we get done, what we get for help. But this is where we're going to start. We're going to start back here, and you can see that we've started. We come out and plug away. So we got stuff just barely tacked in here with some shitty ass lighting. That's just how it is. And this is what we're doing. We got the tabs up here. We're building tabs so that the fenders will sit up here. We got to build some shit down here, some shit down there to hold this. But the light, you know, this red line that we got here, this little pen striping line, this is kind of tentatively what we're thinking about cutting. I know that this corner is a definite issue right here with the tire, so we got to figure that out. I want to mount another tab up here because I have one here coming off the cage. I have one down here on the bottom, and that's just holding it. We have the back one here to support it. We'll probably put 3 across here, and at least 1 in this corner and 1 here, and we'll see where we're at after that, if we need to add more or not. So that's kind of what we're doing today. We're plugging away on that shit. We got this whole side here to do. We got our tabs there and there. We have it marked. So we've just been kind of come out for an hour, plug along. I don't throw the camera on me every single day. I just don't. Sometimes I don't feel like sharing with you guys. That's all there is to it. I want to be left alone. I'm a loner. That's just all there is to it. So, but today, we're going to plug away on that shit and get it done. So let's get set up here and start getting some shit done today. I feel good. It's getting warm in here as long as I stand right by the stove. But yeah, so getting legs dropped on the tripod, and let's bring you along. Okay, so the seats mounted. We got steel cut for the front truss. I am going to hold off until probably tomorrow to work on that. But we got it cut. Get some looking at it. I'm building some tabs right now. So my rear skirts that come back for my bed sides, they're just skins. And I need tabs to bolt that to the cage that we're building back there. Building tabs. So basically what I'm doing is taking some 1-inch... Shoot, there it is. Some 1-inch flat bar. I drill a pilot hole with my little tiny go-go gadget right there. I do my holes. I then punch a bigger hole in it. I will then take one of these little, where's it at? Oh, that's over here. I'm an idiot. I hold it in front of the screen. So I take this. Once I punch this hole, which I don't know if you want to watch me drill a hole or not, but I'm sure. Okay, I can't do this with one hand. A lot easier with 2 hands. Then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bolt, shove it through there, and I'm going to weld a nut to the back side of this. So let's see if I can hold the camera. Look at me getting all skilled. Look at this shit. Alright. I will then weld that nut on the back side of that, so that we can use these tabs, weld them to the cage like we have previously here. You can see them right here. Let me get over here. Like so. There we go. Can't see us in the shadows, but it's over there, trust me. So, and I'm going to build another one for the center. But I want 3, 1 on top, 1 on the bottom, and I want a center one. So I'm building my 2 center ones right now. I will take and weld those. Once I get that, I'll cut it in half. So, quick and easy, pull that out. But I like to drill my holes first. weld it while I have material. Once it cools, I'll cut it in half. I will then have 2 tabs to mount to the roll cage to mount my fenders to. So I got that tacked on there, plenty strong enough to hold a bolt that I'm putting through it. So what I'm going to do on this now is I'm going to score it with a cutoff wheel, because I can put it in my press, but I'm not going to get tight enough bend that I want. So I'm going to score it and then re-weld it back up. That's going to be my fix, so that I can get a nice tight bend on that before I tack it to the bar and mount it to the fender before I finish welding it up. But I found that if I score it about halfway and I just take my time, I know it stresses the metal out. Who gives a shit? Stresses the metal out, I know that, but I'm going to re-weld it back up, and then I'll have a nice tight bend on that tab. So that's what we're going to do next, and I'm not going to let you don't need to watch me grind, I guess, unless you really want to. If you do, let me know in the comments. If you want me to be more in depth, I can be. I just kind of feel it's a bunch of grinding and noise making that I have to dub over and all that good shit. Like I said, I'm not really a how-to, I'm just doing it. Now that I have that tacked, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cutoff wheel on my grinder, I'm going to score it across here so that I can bend it nice and tight. I can do it on my with my press, my little handmade press brake I made, but it's not going to be a very tight bend, and I want a pretty tight bend right here because it's going to go just under the lip of that fender. So I'm going to score it, I'm going to bend it in my vise, and then I will re-weld that back up. Alright, if you look, you can see that I've scored it quite a ways. I have to be careful that I don't break it. If I do break it, guess what? I'll just weld the damn thing back together. So let's see if we can get lucky enough and not break it when we bend. Alright, so we're going to try not to break this, but there are channel locks, and slowly, carefully bend that. You got to be careful, you'll want to start to give, and right about like such. And we'll go check it and see. Should probably get you guys some better lighting, but I'm done screwing with it. So, and then I will just weld that back up. I feel like you never even touched it. Let's go check it real quick. We're off so you can hear. And she's warm, but there it is. Nice and easy. Yeah. Take a bolt. Hopefully this thing isn't scorching. She twists in. There we go. Easy peasy. And she is hot. But we got her cleaned up. This one is ready to mount on there. I got a couple more to make. Let me get those made. I'm going to turn the tunes on. Alright. Okay. So we got her bent. And this is going to go on this tube. And it's a little bit long because I wanted it to be just a hair long because I can cut it down. And that's going to go right up in there like that. Just like this one. But about halfway down. Now I just weld that up. And we will be in business here in a minute. We got to take a little bit off of it because it's just a hair long. But not too bad. So we'll weld this up, let it cool, and we'll start getting ready to mount it up in there to hold our skirt. And I know that I realize that there's not a whole lot of structural integrity behind that, but the fact is I can pull these off if I'm in a situation that, in the trees real heavily or something like that. I can pull these off, stick them in the side, throw them in the back of my truck, on the trailer or whatever, and I don't have to worry about damaging them. If I do damage them, well, that's part of the game, I guess. But the fact is I can take these on and off pretty easy with what's going to be about 8 bolts on each side. I can just pull the whole skirt off. I can hardcore it if I want to, or I can dress it back up and take it to prom. Okay, as you can see, I've got these bolted in. I got them tacked, well, I welded them up. They were pretty easy. There we go. So now what I'm looking at, get this established. Okay, so now I want to pick this up out here. So what I'm thinking, so I'm going to take another piece of my flat bar here. I'm thinking about coming out off of here, flat, pick up 2 bolts, and then tying back in so that it comes out and kind of catches. I don't know if this is long enough or not, but which it is not. I have another piece. That'll do 2 things. That'll help me cap this end up here on the tube, which I don't have on the camera, and my hand is in the way. I can cap my tube with it, come down, and then I can come out. I'm thinking about doing like an angle up, follow that, and then coming back in and tying. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to pull this off yet. So we're plugging along, but the top is nice and rigid. Now we got to do the back here, this back piece, and then we got to get that lip down there below. So here we're doing that kind of as we're working on other stuff, because I can't just focus on one thing at one time, because, well, it's not how I work. So focusing on one thing at a time is just not my forte. I'm trying to think too far ahead all the time. So as I'm working on the fender skirts, I'm doing the cross bracing on that back. I'm already thinking about cutting the skin off the tailgate and maybe placing that over the back of it. I don't know how that'll work either. So I'm constantly thinking ahead instead of just focusing on the task at hand, which, well, that would probably simplify my life, but I'm not going to do that. I haven't done. Alright, before I go take my lunch break, I figured I better catch you guys up. So I put those down. Okay, I got my tie bar in, coming back. I got it tied in. I got the cross brace in. I've been working on, like I said, this little gadget here. So this is my plan. I'm gonna just kind of set it up in here for right now, because, well, trying to do all this shit at the same time with the camera, not easy. What I'm gonna do is come in. We're gonna put 2 bolts here, coming in from the back side. A bolt here, a bolt here. I got some rounded Torx heads. I think I'll use those. They're chrome. Not a chrome guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a tab, another one of these. I'm going to bring it up at an angle like such, because when I take the fender off, I don't want this big hoop sticking out there to catch shit. So I'm going to take tabs like these. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me turn this. I figured this one would blind us. So, but I'm going to take a tab like this, and I'm going to put it on here like such. So I have a little tab. I'll cut these down to where match it up, of course, blah blah blah. I think you can see where I'm going with it. Same thing on the top. These will then be fastened to this at all times via a bolt, nut bolt setup, and we will take tabs and come out here with a tab. I got to do a little bit of doctoring up here on the top. Get the light up here where you can see, and that's where we're at. So using my press in the corner, all the shit, I built 2 of these, one here, one there. They came out pretty good, actually. Let's move this, let's move this. So I got these 2 bad boys there. I got to cut one leg off of that one. I got some scrap down here we'll use for tabs. Okay, so we're still working on these skirts back here, and the unbelievable amount of thought process that goes into doing this. I've never done this before. This is the first time I've ever even attempted to try to build something like this. You might be able to hear it raining. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, she's raining. Okay, let's just go ahead and fix that. Anyway, so the unbelievable amount of thought process going into this, you know, I mean, you think it's fairly simple, and it's not rocket scientist, but trying to get stuff to line up the exact way you want it to so it looks nice and clean. There's a lot more to it than just drilling holes and all that crap. So I came across this though. I thought I had it laid out right, but with the angle and everything, I ended up missing my tab down here. You can see it's supposed to be right there. Should have been an inch forward right there. I'm still trying to figure out what to do here before I commit cutting this off, which is probably what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'm just kind of looking, trying to see, and I know what I'm going to do up here. I'm going to cut this off just shy of that. I'm going to put a piece of angle iron up here with a hole that mounts to. That's an easy fix on both sides. It's this right here that has got me annoyed. This offset that I am 1 inch this way. If I'd have moved these two holes, bang bang, I'd have been Fat City. But yeah, we're not going to move that because then I can't fix these two holes, which I'm using a Torx head right there. So here's the skirt. We're getting it. We're slowly plugging away, but it's a lot of time and energy that goes into trying to figure this out, looking it over. Once I have one side done, the second side always goes faster because I've solved all my problems. But we're still problem solving. So let's see what we come up with. I think I know what to do here. It's not going to be ideal. I'll just match it so it looks like it's intentional. That's the only thing I know to do. So all right, let's see. We're going to keep moving on here. And it is raining. You can hear it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I just did this big spiel for you guys, and go figure I didn't turn the camera on. So that's just how it works. Late afternoon. So I got the skirt on. Okay. I got to take it off, do some cleanup on it. But we got this mounted, we got that mounted. My fix down here was just a piece of flat bar with another hole. I did not feel like drilling another set of holes in that fender. So I didn't. That's my fix. I'm going to match it on the other side so it looks like it's intentional. But there we go. Fender skirt on. It's pretty firm. We got a few things. I haven't done the one down here yet because I have to worry about this tire hitting that, and I'm not sure where I'm going to cut it yet or how I'm going to cut it. So we're going to get the other side doctored up, matched up to this point, and I don't know. I'm going to look at that for a little bit. I'm not ready to cut it quite yet, so I'm going to hold off on it, but that's where we're at. Okay, so we have both sides doctored up. We got the passenger side caught up. We have to blow everything apart, pull the fenders off, do a bunch of refinish welding up stuff, do some grinding to clean up some stuff. Take all these tabs, I'll take the grinder to them and get all this stuff cleaned up to where it's nice and fluid? I don't know. Fluid, to where they're nice, they look worth the shit. So, same thing on this side. But there it is, we got the skirts on. Tell me what you think, if you like it or not. I kind of like the Frankenstein bolts in the back, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Alright, so there's a little grinder montage. I get tired of doing that, but alright, here we are. So we got our ends cleaned up. I got a little bit of touch up here and there, but coming up, got our kickers. We got this all welded back up, stitched up, good enough for us and the girls we run with. I do got to do a fish plate. I did one on the inside. I'm gonna do one on the outside here. I think other side, but we have just about got the back of this thing wrapped up. We got our kickers on. Capped our rock sliders. Finally got those capped off. We got to get our fuel cell still. I haven't got it coming. I need to get it coming so I can get this taken care of. And then I can start plumbing from here forward. So we do paint on it. But there it is. Tell me what you think. Not very good lighting. So before fenders. We still got to figure out where we're going to cut the fenders at. But tell me what you think thus far. I'll put the fenders back on it and turn the camera back on and tell me, guys, tell me what you think. Do you think it's worth a shit? That's what I need to know. Okay, so I got them back on. I finished up my bed skirts. And this is what they look like. We got her all cleaned up. She's ready for paint, but we ain't painting it yet. We got some more stuff to do on the frame. Let me get the light back over here for you guys. Alright, you can see. I still haven't made up my mind whether I want to do cross bracing here or not. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out that. I have tube to do it. I just don't know. I don't know if I want it yet or not until I get that fuel cell in. But yeah, so tell me what you think. This is our bed skirts, doved in, bobbed it. We still got some work in the back here to do to make this look pretty here, but there we go. We have gained way forward again. So yeah. So all right, thanks for watching me again. Muddy Boots Off-Road. Like, subscribe. But yeah, we're working on her still and plugging away. So till next time, thanks for watching. Alright, so this weekend I got out and got finished on this, so I wrapped up this little project. So all the tube work's done. I got all the brackets made up for my skins for the bed so we can get them back on, but we're going to do the fuel cell next, get it put in here and get it placed, and then we can get this all wrapped up down here, and we will have the back kind of wrapped up until we start plumbing stuff. So that's it for now, but this is the color. I don't know if it shows up with the shit in the light, but it looks really good against the body. It really turned out good, but the lighting in here this evening is crappy. But that's the color we went with, and the whole cage is doctored up clear to the cowl bar. The cowl bar is the only thing we have left to paint, but we're not done up there. So there it is. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and continue watching Muddy Boots Off-Road. We appreciate your support. Tell your friends.